city, and we will set up a central processing unit to engage whatever you want. If you're looking for investors, if you're looking for joint venture partners, whatever your business is, we will entertain that to try to match you up and to do business here. In our board, we have 16-member board, the San Francisco Chamber. 5 of our board members are from Africa. We are serious. We are serious about making this connection. We've had
That was really exciting, man. You really be moving around all that then Serengeti.
Serengeti.
That was a business
It was a
meeting.
trade mission. It was a
tell
trade
us more
mission.
about that.
Yes, it was a trade mission. It was, as I might have indicated in part one of taking a look at Africa, the president of Tanzania came to the Bay Area and went up to Vallejo because Vallejo is a sister city to one of the cities in Tanzania called Bagamoyo. And so this was an important event for him. And so the first picture you saw was our delegation visiting with the president of Tanzania. And then the succeeding pictures had us meeting with the president of Zanzibar, which again is supposed to be one of the nicest places in the world to live. And you have to take a ferry from Tanzania, from Dar es Salaam over to Zanzibar. And then after that trip, that was about 6 days, we went off for safari. Had to have some fun, and we went out into the so-called jungles. And again, that's a picture of me with the president of Tanzania. And so we went on safari, and then we ended up in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. And it was a wonderful trip, well received, most warm people, the warmest people perhaps that you can meet in the world. Everyone smiles, says hello. In Swahili, you say jambo, in Zuri. And so that's all you got everywhere. And but this particular clip shows that we were serious about doing business, serious about bringing business from Africa to the United States. And we, the Silicon Valley Black Chamber and the San Francisco African American Chamber of Commerce, sort of set this trip up, took our trade mission there, and we had 85 businesses and trade organizations came out to see us and visit us. And so at this time, we are continuing that dialogue and matchmaking to do business with Africa. They have the resources, we have the expertise, and so and perhaps some of the financing. And so I think we'll make good partners, and we're continuing that. The Sacramento Black Chamber also went after us as a follow-up trade mission. So we're very serious about doing business with Tanzania and with Zanzibar, East Africa, not just West Africa, but East Africa also.
Okay, now here's a picture of you and the president of Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this picture in regards to the
trade mission?
The trade mission?
Absolutely.
Oh well, that's great. You
Yes,
you got in to see the president.
That's right. So the
that's
president.
Great. That's great.
That's
man.
because they are serious. They're
Uh-huh.
serious about doing business, and I have to say that many years ago, when we first started off as an engineering firm, we were invited to come to Tanzania to design some bridges. I'm a civil structural engineer, and we designed the Nelson Mandela highway and bridges, and I believe some note to that. And I understand they studied that in the university and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're always interested in technology. That's why we were happy to take the Silicon Valley Black Chamber with us, because we want to talk about bringing technology
right
to Tanzania,
Amen.
to the people of Africa.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. And it seems like a lot of. I was trying to figure out what could we import from Africa. What do they make in Africa that we could sell here? I know they have this certain clothing.
Yes.
You're wearing some of the clothing now.
Okay.
Is there any? What about furniture? I mean, is it anything that we could start exporting to sell here?
Yeah.
That you
well,
know of?
Well, the United States, of course, they have the Export-Import Bank, and believe me, the export comes first. So the U.S. is always trying to export, but of course there are import. They have tremendous art, tremendous art made out of teak and made out of special wood that they can export to us. They have certain agriculture, but of course we have certain agriculture here. But one of I mean, it's a great venue for the United States to export. You know, technology, the cell phone towers, and whatever. It's really our market. You know, it's really our market to do business with Africa. But at the same time, Africa has the resources. They have the natural resources that we need to make this country great. And so they have so much over there, and of course China realizes that, and China is almost, I mean, they're so dominant in Africa.
Wow.
One of the Africans came up to me and said that sooner or later they're going to have to start speaking Mandarin.
Dang.
You know,
Oh, man.
Because they contribute. They build things for the Africans. They make friends because they have 1.3 billion people that they have to feed and take care of. And so, but the big deal is, as I mentioned before in part one, is that they want to be friends with us. They want to be friends with Americans, and they want to be friends with African Americans because you know we're their brothers.
Now, folks, this is a call-in program. If you have any questions to ask us, remember that number it's right on the screen. Let me put it up there. It's right on the screen there. And let me just tell you, it's 415-861-6648. If you have any questions about taking a trip to Africa or how to get into the the business that businesses that of travel or import export. I guess we could answer those questions.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Hmm.
I'm just curious about now. You mentioned I don't know if you want to talk about it. The trip that Congresswoman
Barbara Lee.
Barbara Lee
Well,
is this too soon to talk about?
Well, no. I mean, we can mention it. The first time I went to Ghana, I went with Barbara Lee, and then
Oh, wow.
we went down to South Africa.
Uh-huh.
And so, uh, one of the one of the things that we as Black Chambers were looking at is that the new program of President Obama.
Mhm.
President Obama has this Power Africa, and I think that's something like about a $14 billion program. Uh, that half of the money is being put up by the United States, and the other half by the World Bank.
Mm.
And so that's to bring power to the developing countries of Africa.
Mhm.
Of course, South Africa is not a developing country, believe me, but to many other countries, need that power. They need reliable power.
Mhm.
For instance, in Tanzania and Zanzibar, most of the power is by generators.
Oh, wow.
See, yes, and that's the most reliable. So if you stay in a fancy hotel, you don't want your lights to go out.
Right.
So
Right.
they have their own generators and treatment plants and that kind of thing.
Well,
So Power Africa is a program that's coming online, and I think that's what Congresswoman Barbara Lee would like to do is to get the people from the Bay Area and get business people
right.
to become involved in West Africa.
Mhm.
So she's proposing a trip to West Africa to get people involved. When Ron Brown, and some of you may remember Ron Brown, Secretary
Yeah,
of Commerce, when he particularly came to the Bay Area and designated firms to participate in Africa in the business of doing business with Africa.
Mhm.
And our firm was one of the firms, but
Well-
we never did really.
Oh, we got a call here.
Sure.
Let me get this call here. Just a minute, caller. Hello? Hello, caller? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Johnson, this is Edom Apokle here. How you doing?
All right. All right. Who is this?
This is Edom Apokle.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, yes. What's your question, sir?
I was just calling in.
Okay, wonderful. Have you been to Africa? Hello?
Yes, I have. Ken, this is Fred's partner, Eden.
Oh, Eden.
Eden.
Eden. Hey, this is
Okay.
folks. This is Eden calling in from Washington D.C. Let me put his picture up here.
Okay.
Okay. You have a little report for us, Eden?
I beg your pardon?
You have a little report on what you've been doing. How's your meeting? How's your meeting coming along?
Yeah,
Well,
you're meeting with the ambassador from Tanzania.
Well, my meetings are scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you think about this trip, and you saw the clipping, that we initially played, and I thought it was a very successful trip. And you are a key person because you will be coordinating the matchmaking of our firms here in the U.S. in the Bay Area and the local firms with the firms in Tanzania and matching them up. So you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Fred. Well, this recent trade mission we took to Tanzania was very exciting, very successful. The various meetings we had from Dar es Salaam to Bagamoyo in Zanzibar, not to mention the safari section of it, was a very, very exciting and eye-opener to many that followed us on that trip. And beyond that, what we wanted to make sure of is that the excitement doesn't die is right there. So when we came back, we continued putting teams together, coordinating, going after some of the projects that we've discussed during the visit, and that's fall right into the line of my current trip here in Washington D.C., where I'm scheduled to have several meetings with the ambassador to pursue and continue discussions for the type of partnership that all the chambers, including mainly the San Francisco Black Chamber, African American Chamber, and the Silicon Valley Black Chamber, the Sacramento Black Chamber, and we continue expanding this. And our hope is through this coordination, we'll bring many businesses to American firms here home.
Right now, Fred was saying that electricity is power sources is really something that's needed. And I'm just thinking about we have a friend here in San Francisco, Doug Parrish. He's got a solar company. Now, would that be? It seems like that would be really useful because you don't need gas. You don't need. I mean, you put it up and it furnishes you electricity.
That's right.
Now, would that
day
be
after day and year after year?
Yeah. Now, that would that be something that people would be interested in, or do they have solar? Are they using solar there?
Well, thank you for your question. The solar space is a very burgeoning industry across the continent of Africa. Certainly because of the clemency of the weather, the sun is present every day.
Right.
So
That would be a
so it's a God-given resources that the continent is ought to tap into. And let me just go back and tell you that our visit to Tanzania was not an accident. The choice of Tanzania was very well measured. Tanzania is one of the 6 countries that qualified for the Power Africa initiative by President Obama. So the first visit of President Obama to Africa was to Tanzania. And the first visit of the China premier, the president of China, was also in Africa. So those are very good signals that good businessmen should not ignore. So our visit to Tanzania was not an accident. It really speaks of the exposure that the country has for being very good economically and being very serious about development. So we just fall in line with that and trying to be part of that success story. My company here, Globe Trend Consulting Group, as well as all the chambers and the affiliates that we work with. And once again, as I always do, I want to thank Mr. Fred Jordan for being a good soldier and a good voice for Africa.
Well, we're now looking at a photograph that you sent us this morning of you, the president. It's you, the president of
Tanzania, and the mayor of Vallejo.
And the mayor of Vallejo. Now, do you remember that photograph, or are you watching the program?
Yes.
You're watching?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you see the program, I mean the picture that's up.
Yes, I am.
Okay, now, was anything, did anything come out of that meeting, or is it still being, are you still working on that? Because I'm really interested now in telling the people that this guy, I know he has his own solar company, and I don't see that would be a really win-win situation because the people wouldn't have to pay. The only thing they'd have to pay for is the installation, and then the power is free. You don't have to put gas in it. You don't have to do anything except leave it up there, and you got electricity. So that might be.
can I comment
Yeah,
on that
please.
since I'm an engineer? The Africa all over is looking for solar. They're looking for wind power. They're looking for hydropower, and solar seems to be the power delivery system that is most practical. And so we have you're speaking of Doug Parrish, Red Dipper
Right.
Solar Company,
Right.
and we've been involved in a new university in Bagamoyo, right there in Tanzania, for about 5,000 students. And I have proposed that we set up solar fields and to do that, and they are moving toward that, and we expect that Red Dipper will participate in Tanzania in some of the solar projects. There are 2 or 3 development projects, and basically that's what we recommend nowadays, is in particular where you have land enough to put up a solar field to do that. It should be noted that solar in San Francisco is very important. This city, San Francisco, has the highest usage of solar,
Is that right?
believe it or not, in the
Yeah.
country, of any major city in the country.
Folks, I hate to say it, but our time has run out. We're going to continue this, so folks, tune in next time or watch this on Channel 29. Let's continue. So, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So, we probably went off. The live broadcast went off, but we're still going to tape for 8 more minutes, so we'll have a half-hour show that we can air on another channel. So now I like what you're saying about providing that. Now that's a real resource that you're going to
Absolutely.
provide, because once it's up, they don't have to. I mean, you have to have a maintenance person, but you don't have to buy gas, and
No.
it'll be very inexpensive to operate, and it will give the people, what they need, which is electricity. Now, I was thinking myself, this was some time ago, about refrigeration, because it's so hot there. Now, do I guess most homes have air conditioning.
Not air conditioning. No, I don't think so.
No air conditioning.
Well, you have them in the hotels, of course.
So that might be a market right there if we could come up with an inexpensive air conditioner.
Yeah.
Then that would so we're working, brother
Edom.
Elvis
Edom.
Edom. Yeah, we're working since we met with you last. All kind of things been going through my head, man, about how can we provide something that's really useful to the people that over there, and as well as being on the receiving end, what do they make there that we could bring here? Now, what about cookies? I never heard of African cookies. Do they make cookies or something like that, or sweets?
Well, absolutely they do. Africa is actually very well known for their quality cooking. For their quality cooking, a lot of things has been taken from Africa historically. That's spread over the world that we all take advantage of today. But part of that story has always been missing as to giving credit to Africa. And in these modern days, just to answer some of the things that you addressed, we have to think of Africa as a large, trillions of dollars consumer-based market. That's how we are to think of Africa, not a continent that is begging for handouts.
Yeah.
There's continued middle class growth across the continent. We spoke of that the last time. 6 of the fastest growing economies has been in Africa. There's a continued growth of the middle class. So there's a large consumer base there, when you talk about refrigeration and some other stuff, they are hungry for goods and services.
Oh
But we
wow.
need to find the people that are ready to provide the expertise and sometimes the initial funding to initiate projects for them to consume. And there's definitely returns to be made. It won't be free work. It won't be handouts. People that will go to Africa and do some work, they will definitely be satisfied because they will make returns. They will make unparalleled investment return that they cannot even find in America right here at home. So the non-traditional market is offering a lot of excitement. And all of us together, we got to make it our job to continue echoing the success stories that come from Africa, all the good things that are happening across the continent. We got to make it our job to continue telling the stories so more people can hear, so more people can be relieved from the fear of the unknown, which generally is the case.
Well, Eden, this is a tremendous opportunity that you're presenting. That Mr. Jordan is full aware of, and that the people out there, I mean, are viewing, and the businesses can really look forward to being in a great partnership. Because, man, I mean,
Yeah.
that's billions of dollars that can
That's
be
right.
made over there. I mean, because everybody wants to be,
Right.
if it's hot, they want to have some air conditioning, and if the majority don't have air conditioning, that's a hell of an opportunity. It's
Sure.
just so many opportunities there.
There are many. I mean, for instance, and some of them are quite simple. For instance, there was a lady there and who had a winery,
Mm-hmm.
and she wanted to export her wine to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a little sample program, and boy, that wine was great. The mayor of Vallejo bought as much wine as he could bring,
Is that right?
you know, and so and so I've been in touch with a gentleman here who deals in wine, and to see if we can do some importing
Mm-hmm.
of wine from Tanzania. We import wine from Australia,
Right.
and we import wine from South Africa.
From everywhere else, right?
Yeah, and so let's look at their special wine. It was excellent wine.
Okay, folks, thank you so much for watching. Look like our time has ran out again for our Channel 29 show. But thank you so much, and thank you very much, Eden, for calling in, for keeping us updated. We look forward to bringing you folks the best in the latest on what's happening, what's happening with the chamber and Africa.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Take care.
Bye-bye now.
Goodbye. Okay.